Hi everyone, we have a crazy week in the shift of the war. Unfortunately, the escalation that Trump have doing was not positive at all. So since last week we have been this back and forth missile from the US and against Iran and Iran against the US into a certain point that we have seen the markets shifting a little bit. Something we were paying attention before, and we saw the price go all the way to 98,000. I hope you bought the dip because for the kind of escalation we're seeing now, we're having it. Actually, the Bitcoin price looks pretty good, to be honest. It's not doing anything out of normality of the normal retracement or dips that Bitcoin normally have. If we count until the lowest one, it's just 11%. And remember that in the bull market before, we always have a drop of 30%. So if we count like a drop of 30%, 35%, that probably will be to the orange line. Let's take a look. Yeah, that will be 25%. So like 30% will be around the 80s, which I don't think that's gonna happen because it would be a lower low, but at least in the orange line it could happen. I'm not saying that's gonna happen now, but normally that is what the retracement normally Bitcoin does. So congratulations to everybody if you got the price at 98. I mean, everybody was waiting for that. The only thing now, even if we see the price have been bouncing really nice to 103,000, we potentially gonna have another drops here. This has been just massive liquidations. If you go to the 4-hour chart, you can see how everybody have been liquidated, and yeah. I'm expecting the price to consolidate a little bit. As you can see, the blue line and the orange there will start to get stretched, and this potentially gonna bring us into a consolidation phase longer, the one we have been always mentioning. But the good part and the positive part, even if we have all this big escalation, which is like a theater, I will explain you later. Even if we haven't that big acceleration, the price actually is just continue doing the consolidation we have been projecting in this channel, and that's why I don't think that it's more important the news right now, because we have this post from Trump when he's actually mentioning that the state have the completely control of the skies over Iran, and then after that they start bombing, and there are so many news now when actually it's a like this one, for example. Iran was informed the US via 2 diplomatic channel hours ahead of the attack of the US base in Qatar, because now that today they also did an attack to military bases in Qatar. So yeah, there also like another post what was mentioning in the years before how Iran was mentioned before to Trump in order to be in front of the attack they were going. So pretty much it's like a big show. I wouldn't put that much attention to the news, to be honest, because at the moment the price is moving according to what we have been projected. If get out of this orange frame, out of the consolidation, and then we start to see that we get rejected for the orange line, that I don't think is gonna happen, then we can start to be more aware of what actually, which kind of impact the escalation of the mirror is gonna have or not. But at the moment, I just would remind everybody just to keep chill and have risk management and just buy the dip, because this is just another dip. Even every dip, that is so interesting because we always forget that it's every 3-4 years, but it's always every huge dip. It comes always together with something that's happening in the outside work, outside the market. And there is something catalyst always of why the price is falling, and that's why also why it's so difficult psychologically to buy it. But if you pay more attention to the market, you don't really need to be caring how hard the new is or not. Just pay attention to the charts, and you're gonna fine. You're gonna be completely fine because there is we can have this black swan, but that even if you know about chart, you won't be able to predict that. So it just makes no sense that you scaring yourself with the news. And like observing all this, we just need to check a little bit how crazy this get if more countries they get involved, which I don't really think that's the idea, because nobody really want to put it in a scale that's gonna affect the whole world, and then we're gonna have again another massive war. I don't think that's gonna happen now or at the moment. But you see already the Iranian foreign minister going to Moscow, no, to talk with President Putin. I don't think he's stupid to start attacking or giving military armament for defense against the states, no. You also have this news, no, like Russia is a strategic partner with Iran and it's unbreakable. That's why it's so sad that suddenly Trump have been starting to be really escalating and really pro-war when he supposed that he was the completely opposite. But that's why you don't need to believe in politics, because at the end they just fucking puppets. They just puppets. And I don't understand how people still believe the politicians, because they actually just another job. It's just another job. They have this position just because the big firms put them there. In this case of Trump, for example, we could clearly see it was just many big companies in the blockchain industry. But maybe I'm wrong, but that is what in the surface everybody could see. And now he's there, like it's in the case of many other countries. But don't believe me. Maybe it's just my perception. Let's see how it goes. And another thing I wanted to mention. After that, we're gonna go and check the charts. Something to keep in mind, because it's always so unbelievable how everything is being dealt in the Western countries. So, like Walter is saying, Russia, China, Pakistan proposed draft on Security Council resolution calling for immediately unconditional ceasefire in the Middle East. And it's always like the enemy, the bad guys, not Russia, China, Pakistan, and others, which are always the bad guys and the Western countries, and for the Western people, and they are the ones who are calling for ceasefire and for peace, when the European Union, for example, they just standing for war all the time. It's very interesting, and I wonder if people are gonna wake up a little bit and see how insane is that, because it's completely the opposite of the stance of the morale of what Western countries have all the time. And if you see in the course of history, it's just the states who have been bleeding many countries in order to install democracy, and they are the only ones who explode an atomic bomb. So I don't know. I don't understand why they always sing as the best or as the peaceful ones, because they actually are not. And don't get me wrong, I really love the country. I have been traveling there, and landscape is super incredible. But talking about the mentality of politics is really it made just no sense that this shift is happening with the bad guys asking for ceasefire instead the good guys. But yeah, it's something just to reflect on it. And going to something positive, I have been marking all the time in this channel, even though we have this incredible news about what is going on in the Middle East, the huge escalation. We still have the blockchain group that acquired 75 Bitcoin for a total of 6.9 million. Now they're holding 1,728 BTC, which is completely insane, and congratulations for them for understanding what many people don't, unfortunately. But hopefully, if you still not, you will, and you will get inside as well and get as much Bitcoins or Satoshis or whatever you can afford to protect yourself as well against all these traditional finance that just come to fuck your life. That's why you trying to find a new way or investment or learning about crypto, because it's not only about making money, but it's also protecting the purchasing power of the fiat or the energy you put on work. So yeah, congratulations to them for understanding and getting more, even in these hard times of escalation of war in the Middle East. Now I would love to go and check the chart just to see how we close in the weekly. You can see how we have yesterday. Yeah, let me see this. Last week we have this big candle all the way to 89, and then immediately we bounce 203. Hans says that this is just nothing else more than positive, because we have been just holding and holding and holding the 100,000, which was such a big psychological number. And this in the weekly chart, we were talking for the next weeks and month, for the next 3 months more or less, it looks perfectly fine. And we just having this retracement, and potentially we're gonna have a little bit of consolidation in the weekly as well. So I wouldn't be scared if I would be you. The next 3 months, the price of Bitcoin would be just positive. And now what I would pay attention is in the daily, because we start to have this pattern. So probably that means either this already is set on price, or we're gonna have a lower, but this should be already the confirmation for having a bullish momentum. Probably now that we're on the bottom, we're gonna go and hit all the way to the top of this consolidation frame. So this should be for the next weeks. Just keep an eye, because it looks really positive. When we check the 4 hours, yes, now it looks like they're going to liquidate everybody in these areas. 106, 108, yeah, pretty much just going to the top of the consolidation we have been already for many weeks. Yeah, let me know if you have any question. Just write a message below, subscribe and like if you feel that is helpful, all this information. But you should not get scared at all, because as you can see, since May we have this consolidation, and there is a little bit more to come, a little bit more, because this line's gonna stretch, and after that we're gonna go really hard all the way up. Something else I wanted to mention is about something Benjamin mentioned, which is so key and so true, that the altcoin market is an oscillator, the best against Bitcoin. Being mad at the influencers who convince you alt-season was coming is not going to help. Exactly, and this is such a big point, because since last year we have been hearing everybody calling for alt-season every week, every month, every 3 months, every 6 months, and it never was there. Yes, there were some Momentos and meme coins and many other areas of tokenization, but never an altcoin season. It never was close to an altcoin season. So like he's saying, this chart has always show you the most likely outcome. Just many lost patience and design. This time was different, and this is exactly what all the time happened. I remember in the past bull market, we always have this big breakout from the higher high of Bitcoin, and then all the attention was always to Bitcoin. And before we continue with parabolic candles, Bitcoin consolidate, and then all the altcoins, they start to reach high. We have not seen that. We just saw, I think was XRP and Cardano, Solana, and Hyper, but it's a completely new token, new story. Just a few tokens have been reaching or trying to reach all-time highs, but in the time before, it was all of them was just running to break the new all-time high. They didn't break it until after Bitcoin have this parabolic move. So if you questioning what is gonna be next with the altcoin season, I think that from now is like the best moment that you can jump in. Always have control and don't put all the eggs in one basket, and just put amounts that you are allow or yourself or to lose, because nothing is certainly, even more when we have this escalation in the Middle East. But looking at the chart, this is the best moment to start to go accumulating all the altcoins that you believe and that you think they are good projects. Also, as Michael is saying as well, the altcoin season indicator hit the lowest number in 2 years. This is exactly what Benjamin is saying in other words. Fun fact, the low of the indicator in the previous year was June 19, June 20, July 21, June 2022, 2023, and June 2024, and now it's June 2025. So yeah, like it seems like there is a pattern, like he's saying. So yeah, you should just keep attention to that. Last time we was observing, let me see, where is the total free? Here it is. We was observing this, and this is exactly what I was saying. We still need to have patience, but this is another key point. It's something I mentioned already 4 weeks ago. The ABC Elliott wave pattern. The best moment always to get in is in the C. You see, it's don't gonna be exactly a little bit up, but like we don't know exactly how up gonna be. But definitely won't be lower than the 8. And here, when we're gonna go up and probably gonna go down, and in this point, in the next month or 3 months, in this area is when we are for sure, if we hold in this area, that is a confirmation to go all full in, because the next step is gonna be just up.